All right. So let's go ahead and we'll get started with the D&D 5e and lycanthropy. Now this is for Josh Murdoch on the YouTube comments, and he was asking me about lycanthropy in D&D 5e, and his whole entire party has been bitten or infected or cursed with this lycanthropy. So he was asking me, he's like, man, I can't find any information about lycanthropy in D&D 5e. Well, there's plenty of information, Josh. It's in the monster manual. I believe it's page 206, around 206 in the monster manual. And basically it states that if however you contract lycanthropy, if you put on a ring, if you touch something, if you pick up a weapon, if you get bitten by another lycanthrope, then you have a chance with a Constitution saving throw to become infected. So, as long as all your players, they have they would have to do a Constitution saving throw. They would lose it, then they would be infected. All right, so it's right here. Here's the curse, and this is all out of the monster manual. I took all the werebear, the were-rat, the werewolf. I took all that stuff out, the lore about all the different were animals, and this is nothing but the information that pertains to creatures. Well, your players, aka creatures in D&D 5e. Creatures consider everyone, your players, a monster, whatever. So the curse of lycanthropy. A humanoid creature can be afflicted with the curse of lycanthropy after being wounded by a lycanthrope, or if one or both of its parents are lycanthropes. So you can, like it says, you can be born a lycanthrope, or you can be bitten and become a lycanthrope. And we'll get into that in just a second also with this right here. So now it goes into a remove curse spell can rid the affliction of lycanthropy. Now if you use a wish spell on a natural born, then the natural born will not be cursed with this lycanthrope disease anymore, or curse. So as you can see that a lycanthrope can either resist the curse or embrace it, and that can lead to a lot of good role-playing if he's embracing it or if he's trying to resist it. Because if you have some of your party embracing it and some of your party resisting it, then, oh my gosh, that could be a total train wreck, and I would love that. I would love to see how that would actually pan out. So by resisting the curse, the lycanthrope retains its normal alignment and personality while in humanoid form. Now it lives its life as it always has, doing everything that it does. And then as soon as the full moon rises, that's when shit starts to happen. That's when the bad thing. This is when the curse is too strong to resist. And this is where it transforms the individual into its beast form or into whatever horrible hybrid lycanthrope that you create as a dungeon master. All right. Now, sometimes these characters won't even know that they're affected. And let me give you an example of this. In my D&D 4th edition game, in the 7-pillared hall, we're doing Thunderspire Labyrinth. There is an NPC in there which is called Terralo. I think his name is Terralo. Well, he's a guide for the 7-pillared halls, and he does work, and our party hired him to take them to the Chamber of Eyes, or honor, I think it was the Horned Hold. Well, Terralo, his lycanthropy took over, and he transformed into a werewolf on the spot and attacked the party. So that's just one way of implementing lycanthropy into your game. There's a lot of other things that you can do as well. Especially if they're trying to embrace it. I mean, if they're and in Terralyn's case, he didn't even know he had it. So the party hasn't gotten back to the Seven Pillared Hall to check on him yet, so they don't know what's going on with him. But man, that would be really cool if your character is trying to embrace it. Then maybe you can do some solo adventures with him in whatever kind of lycanthropy form that he's in. I would think that would be awesome to do some type of solo adventures. Maybe during the downtime of the week on maybe the normal time that you play. That would be really cool. And then it goes into saying that some individuals see little point in fighting the curse, and they just, it's like I said, they just embrace it. Do it. I think it's great, man. Talk to your players about it. There's all kinds of different things that you can do. Now, for the variant, now this is for non-humans, basically like elves, dwarves, halflings, dragonborns, because they can become lycanthropes too. There's no rule in 5e saying that humans just have to become lycanthropes. There's no rule saying that. So, this non-human lycanthrope variant rule, which is on page, I believe, 206 of the Monster Manual, it says the statistics presented in this section assume a base creature, which is pretty much this stuff right here. And then it also goes into this variant. So basically, it gives you an example of if an elf becomes a werewolf, then maybe the werewolf will have the Fey ancestry trait. Or maybe if a gnome becomes afflicted, maybe he'll have the tinkering. Maybe he'll be a wereboar, a were-rat. That would be good for a gnome, wouldn't it? A were-rat. Maybe that were-rat would love to tinker with stuff. So he would basically take some of his pure racial attributes and class features and absorb it into the lycanthropy, which is really good. So I like that variant that they added in there. So here's and over here, Josh, here's player characters as lycanthropes. Now, this basically says a character who becomes a lycanthrope retains his or her statistics as specified by lycanthrope type. Now, there's some things that the character gets to keep, and it goes into saying that the character they get to gain things. I'm sorry. They gain the lycanthrope speed in non-humanoid form. So whenever they're in the lycanthropy form, they gain that speed of the creature, the damage immunities, the traits, and actions that don't involve equipment. Pretty straightforward. And this is everything that you're wanting to know right here, bud. Page 206. The character is proficient with the lycanthrope's natural attacks, such as bite and claws, which deal damage as shown on the card. And then the character cannot speak while in animal form. Pretty straightforward. Now, a humanoid hit by an attack that carries the curse of lycanthropy must succeed on that Constitution saving throw. Here it is. DC 8, plus the lycanthrope's proficiency bonus, plus the lycanthrope's Constitution modifier. So, 8 plus proficiency of the lycanthrope, and plus the Constitution modifier. And then if your character fails that, they're cursed. So I don't know if your characters had done that, but maybe you might want to curse them anyway. Or I don't think you'd want to roll back and have them do saving throws. But yeah, it basically goes into that, and then it also goes into when a player embraces it. I think it is when the player embraces it. Yes, it does. So whenever you embrace it and you're trying to tame it, then you get to you're basically, your alignment becomes the one that's defined by the lycanthrope. So if you're like a werebear, the werebear is usually like, I believe, lawful good or something like that, because it protects its area. But I believe, I can't be 100% sure, but I think it's they're definitely good. So you would keep like whatever lycanthrope you become, you would get to keep their alignment if you embrace it and try to hone your lycanthropy skills. Now, here's all the different lycanthropes down here: the werebear, the wereboar, the were-rat, the were-tiger, and the werewolf. This is all of the stuff that you get while in the form. So while while you're a werebear, the character gains a 19 strength if his or her score isn't already higher. So if you have a 20 strength, then fine, your strength stays 20. But if you have if you're that if you're somebody that has a 14 or 15 strength, then if you become changed into a werebear, your strength becomes 19. So you also get a +1 bonus to AC if you're in bear or hybrid form from the natural armor. And were creatures, it doesn't say anything that were creatures cannot be bipedal. I mean, there's a lot of were creatures that are bipedal, so you can still use your sword and shield, but you just have to be careful, because sometimes you have to be careful that you won't get the proficiency bonus, or you won't get your claw or your attack. There's some things in here that talk about the different do's and don'ts of mixing like armor, weapons. Well, not armor mainly, but mostly weapons. So, but anyways, while in bear form, you'll gain the bonus to armor, and your attack and damage rolls for the natural weapons are based on strength. So, if you're, it doesn't really go into it if you're using basically, if you're using a rapier and you're using finesse in your dexterity score in your humanoid form, when you get a lycanthropy, you automatically now are going with your strength score. Doesn't matter what your dex score is. So, because your strength is going to go to 19 anyway, so it's going to be pretty nice. And in each one of these other were creatures, the wereboar also gets a charge, so it's pretty nice. The were-rat. Now, the were-rat is pretty cool because the were-rat gets to go by strength or dexterity, so they're sort of like the finesse type of lycanthrope. Then here's the were-tiger. They get like a pounce. And there's the werewolf, and we all know that werewolves are the best anyway. So, I don't know. I kind of like the were-bear, man. I would like to be a bear. Big old were-bear. That'd be pretty cool. So there you go, man. And you can also take these wereboars if you want to be something else. If you want to be a were-yeti, go as, just say the were-bear is a were-yeti. Or try to match it up. If you want to be a were-lion or something, then you would obviously use the tiger. Or if you want to go with a smaller creature, go with the were-rat. But just try to try to keep whatever were creature you want to, be infected with this curse, just kind of match it up to the werebear, boar, rat, tiger, or werewolf, and you won't have any problems. Just make sure you follow the guidelines for the ability score, the primary ability score, and the AC bonus, and the pounce for the tiger, or the rat will get to use dex or strength. The boar will get charged. So just make sure you follow those rules and have fun with lycanthropy. I mean, there's all kinds of things, and I was going to bring in some 4th edition stuff, but there's really no need to, because D&D 5e in the Monster Manual, it really talks about lycanthropy really well. So there's really no need to bring any other sources in. So I hope you enjoyed it. There you go, Josh. There's all the information you need to know. Page 206, I think, in the Monster Manual. Lycanthropes. So there you go. Hey, and if you guys have any kind of input, please feel free to leave a comment down below. So, thanks guys. Appreciate it. See you next time.